Hi and welcome back to our Flowzone tutorials. In this video we're going to be looking at the basics of importing projects. So let's dive into a test system. Here you can see I'm in the projects area. I've got a list of 8 projects, and if I were to click on new project, there's an option here to import projects. Here I can choose my file, set my options, click on import, and then that will import that file, and that file format is a CSV file format. Let's just cancel out of this. Now, a really good way to create that CSV file is actually to export some data out of Flowzone in the CSV file format, and then you can use that as a kind of template for then re-importing the data that you want to import. Now, the export options are down here, so I can export as a CSV file, as you can see, but I want to make sure that I've got all the columns set up that I need to have set up. And the first thing to note is that I do need the name column, the company name column, and the type column. These are the 3 required columns. Any other columns are optional, but you do need those 3. Then do make sure you've got the additional columns that you want, and I'm just going to add in a couple of extra. So I want, let's say, the status column and the checked column. Okay, so now I've got all the columns that I want in my import, and I'm going to export them first to create my template. So I'm going to export that as a CSV UTF-8, open up that in Excel. Just expand that a little bit. And the first thing I need to do is just focus in on the headers. Now, most of these are absolutely fine as they are, but there are a couple in here which we need to make a small adjustment to. Wherever you see a column header with a square bracket on it, you do need to remove the text that is outside of the square bracket, and indeed the square bracket itself. So from company name, reduce that down to company in this case. And I've also got one here, project manager username. So I need to get rid of the text outside of the square bracket and the square bracket itself. So it goes from project manager username just down to project manager. So that's everything you need to do with the column headers. And then it's just a question of creating your data. So I'm going to remove this sample data that I exported. I only want to import 3 new rows, and I'm going to call those 10,010, 10,011, 10,012. These are all going to be for team B. I'm going to keep 2 external, 1 internal. Let's put some quick descriptions here. This is 10, this is 11, this is 12. Project managers, these are all going to be for ML. Quantity 200, 300, 400. Delivery date, these can all be 1st of Jan 2024. Category A for that one. Let's go with category B for this one, and category C for that one. Status live, that's fine, and I will want them checked no. Okay, now there are a couple of things to note in here. Now the first thing is that the company names must match those that you have in your Flowzone system. You can't create a new company from here, so they must match the existing ones. The same with user fields. So this is a user field, project manager is a user field, and these must match users that are in the system. So ML is a username in the system. If I was to put a username that wasn't in the system, there would be an error. The same thing applies to any selector fields that you've got. Now, the category field is a selector field in this system, and the options are category A, B, and C. If I were to try and put in a different option that wasn't in the available options in that selector field, then there would be an error. Same would apply to status. So the status has to be statuses which are existing in the system. The checked field here is a Boolean field, and the options can either be yes or no, but can't be anything else. So these are the key things to watch out for when you're creating your import file. So let me save that. I'm going to use Control S in Excel. So that's now saved. Let's remove that out of the way. And then I'm going to go through that process, clicking on New Project, Import Projects, and then I'm going to add my file. So I'm going to drag that from here. Okay. And then I want to create new records because I'm creating new projects. I can use this process for updating existing projects in Flowzone, but in this case, I want to create new records. Use the Unicode UTF-8, leave the locale and the time zone as is, and then you can import. And there we can see it's saying I've got 3 new projects created. If I go into my project list, there you can see 10, 11, and 12 have been created. If we just remind ourselves what the spreadsheet looked like, you can see they're all team B, type internal and external, the descriptions match, and all the rest of the data matches as well. Okay, so that's the basic process for importing projects into Flowzone. I hope you found that useful. Many thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next one.